Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So tonight's video is another unplanned video. It's planned as in I need to sand some resin, but I didn't think to film it, and now I'm gonna. So I'm gonna show you exactly how I sand my resin pieces. If they need sanding, they don't all need sanding, but I was so intimidated up until about a week ago. Literally, I ordered some sandpaper, I just cracked on, and it's really not that difficult. So I thought I'd take you along, show you exactly what I do to get my pieces back to shiny. They really are quite bad. But yeah, I'm gonna set up the camera, let's go. These are my most recent coasters. I have given them a top coat of clear resin just to really freshen them up. And whilst doing that top coat, it has dripped down underneath. I didn't prepare the underneath, so basically we got lots of drips around the edges, and of course those drips went, they turned solid. So I just used a Stanley blade to clip those off, but they do need sanding down. The back, you can see, is really kind of marked and grubby and all of that jazz. And sometimes when you do resin, it creates this lip around the edge, which can be quite sharp. Not so bad on these, but I'm gonna be sanding it down because of these drips that came over when I top coated. If you remember my previous video, I talked about top coating, and yeah, I didn't do a good job on these ones. It literally poured over the sides on these kind of like wedges here. But basically we are going to sand those back sides, and then using some resin, rub it over with our fingers and a glove, obviously, to bring that back to life. But for now, sanding. I've watched so many videos on sanding resin. They're all very different, but there's a similar aspect running throughout, and that is that most people use wet dry sandpaper. It's basically waterproof sandpaper, and that's really just to avoid that resin dust from getting up into the air and into your lungs, basically. So I bought this pack from Amazon. It came with a whole bunch of different grits. So we have got 400, 600, 800, 1000, 1200, and we've got the biggest one here, it's 1500. Now, I have seen people go up to 10,000 grit. I just don't have the patience for that, people. I really don't. What I'm gonna use, I'm gonna put my mask on. I'm gonna use a really, really low grit. So that's really coarse grit. That's a 120. That's gonna get off those big lumps and bumps, those big kind of like nodules that you see there. That's gonna get rid of those really quick, fast, super time. But for this, I'm gonna wear my respirator. And for the others, you don't need to if it's wet, so that dust is not rising. First steps first, use this really, really, really coarse grit.
I've been waiting all my life for someone like you, like you. I would watch the days go by, wasted in blue. I was out of use. Now every day, every night, every moment with you, I'm walking on air. And every day, every way, I feel I can't lose. I wanna shout it out, ain't no limit. I wanna shout it out to the world. You got me all worked up, got me spinning. I'm crazy for love, crazy for love, crazy for love, crazy for love.
sanded up to 1000 grit and I just feel like it's enough. This is the top coat's already on there, but this is the sanded under, so you can see how matte that is, and that's the shiny top, that's the undercoat. I can't talk tonight, people, but yeah, I'm happy. I can't physically feel those notches anymore with my finger, so I'm happy that when I rub my finger over the top of this with some resin, really lightly, I'm not doing a dome or anything like that, I'm just recoating it with my finger, I know that that's going to be completely covered up and it will come out looking like the shiny side. So this is what they look like when I first started with the course. And then I used 400 grit, 800 grit, and I went straight for 1000 grit, missing out the 6. And yeah, it's taken away all those nodules, all those bumps and lumps, and this is ready now for the finishing touch. So I hope this has helped you. Again, it depends what you're making. If you're making really fine jewellery, then ignore everything I've said. And you really want to go for a really high grit, and you know, but I think, you know, for what these are coasters, they are perfectly fine as they are, and I'm happy to stop there. So I'm hopeful that you found this helpful, and let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.